listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. It's July 1st, 2023. Saturday. Oh, we're live? Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm Rich Giordano. It is Saturday, July 1st, 2023. How are we? I'm all right. A little tired. We started on time, though. Barely. Yeah, I was wearing a different shirt. And as I'm sitting here, I look at it. Something stained on my shirt. I'm like, oh, it's drool. I fell asleep and drooled. So I had to go wash my face, change my shirt. Here we are. So I'm glad you could be here on this holiday weekend, the 4th of July weekend. And it's the birthday of our country, isn't it? Right. And then we had our, in 1997, we were invaded by the aliens, and then they came out with the movie and did that Independence Day reality. Remember that? Wouldn't that be great if it was just real? I mean, so what? You know, so what if there's another intelligence out there? So what? Grow up. Show us. You know what? I bet you the government doesn't have anything. I bet you that's the truth. I bet you the government, we want it to be real. We want them to have the archaeological dig site UFOs like Bob Lazar said. We want them to have the technology hidden away somewhere in case of something that, well, no, we may need it. Never, ever. Someday, maybe. I don't know. All I know is this. Nothing has changed. 40, 50, 30, however many years you want to apply to it. It doesn't matter if they're showing the frig, if they're showing whistleblowers on TV. It doesn't matter if they're showing where something may supposedly be. It doesn't matter if somebody says, we're shooting at these things. It doesn't effing matter because I don't ever see anything. There's never any evidence. The hell? I feel like something's crawling on me. It's so bizarre. You know what I mean? It's there we go. That's what we're doing. We're going to rate ufology. Because I would have figured since Lou came around, right? How long? 6 years? Lou came 2017. We're going to talk about before 2016, 2017, after, because I'm telling you, nothing is changing. You want to believe it? Sure, I do too. I was gung-ho this week thinking about, the whistleblowers, hee-hee-yay. Yeah. But then there's just so many problems. John Greenwald was getting beat up today because he posted something that said, whoa, on Twitter. The government's vetting process for the whistleblowers seems to have taken a turn. There were some red flags that popped up on the background checks of some of these whistleblowers that are supposedly going to come forward and talk, so they're replacing them. What the Pentagon said. They're going to replace one or two of the whistleblowers that we're going to have speak, I guess, with other two. And people are like, John, you're going crazy. You don't know if there a few background checks. What if there's 500 whistleblowers ready? I mean, that's only 2 out of 500. I'm like, oh my God. Even John was like, I can't believe this. I mean, all I said was, whoa. I'm like, you can't say whoa and not expect people to lose their freaking minds on Twitter. I'm thirsty. I know why, too. So, what? Roll call? All right. So I'm finally, I know why I'm thirsty. They told me this would happen. I'm taking this new diabetic medication. I think it's Floxar or something really goofy. And the other medications I've tried, metformin, glipizide, whatever the frig they call it, make me sick. It drop my sugar levels too low. This isn't supposed to do that. And I've been really thirsty this today, especially, and the bathroom. Yep. But anyway, hopefully, I'm gonna check my blood sugar after this show. I'm gonna make sure I'm around 150, 200. I was at 350 earlier in the day, took the pill. Now I want to find out. I want to see if shit's working. I don't know. I hate this. Let's get started. All right, I'm here. I'm back. I had to take over that body for a second. I'm sorry about that. You guys don't understand. It's the same me. It's just I'm taking over now. Yeah, I'm doing the show. Jeanette Angel, the $20 super sticker. It's 20 pounds. 20 pound, 20 quid. You're so generous, Jeanette. The angel of Goof On. That's a huge mucho gusto for 4th of July generoso, Jeanette. And I appreciate it. I almost said it, but I didn't. Bernie Muro, $2 dono. How I love you. Bernie Muro. £2, 2 quid. Nope, $2. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. It's a super dono. And if you want to help support the show like Jeanette and Bernie did, you can. Super chat, super sticker, or PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description if you want to help support Truthology for Ufology. You can become a member if you want. All the links are in the show description. Or hit the join button and become a member. Giddy up. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you, Jeanette. Mucho gusto, generoso. Thank you, everybody. Hey, let's do a little roll call. Super quick. Yeah, I know. I'm not happy about it either. Into thin air. Welcome to the show. Lisa Sorensen. The hell? Here? True Cyborg, welcome to the show. Intergalactic Angler, welcome to the show. Donovan, welcome to the show. John, what's up, Southern Exposures? John's Southern Exposure, welcome to the show. Light Sky, how you doing? Hey, Dorothy Hawkins, howdy doody. How you doing? Good to see you. Nice surprise. Zach Diecast Mont. How do I become a whistleblower? Lou. Easy. Just put your lips together and blow. Isn't that what Lou did? Lou does the tight-lipped expression too, doesn't he? Yep. He doesn't really have any lips. He's compressed them, pushing them so hard together, they diminished. Yep. Poor guy. He doesn't know. He doesn't understand. How that guy even lives with himself. I really don't. Tony! Welcome to the show. Michelle! I don't know what that means. Light Sky. Well, that not cool, Rich. Everything I do is cool. What's up, Wyatt Perry? How you doing? William Bonney! Howdy do? Is our freedom mean? We are really free. I'll tell you what. Go to another country and see how free it really is. And let me know when you get back. Because I wouldn't want to move to Great Britain or Canada, even though they're next in line as the freest countries, right? Isn't that true? No, it's not. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Taco Bell equals Stoner's friend. Actually, you could put any fast food. You know what they have out here? A lot of it. Everywhere I go. Popeyes. Never tried it yet. Haven't tried Popeyes yet. But I heard it's good. Hey, Tacey Hale. Yes. No, I'll check it after the show. Thank you and welcome to the show. Scott Brown? It's been a while, man. You sent me something? I'm going to check that out right now. I'm very excited to see you, Scott. How you doing, man? Hope 4th of July weekend's going your way and you're having some fun, I hope. Let's take a look. Ha! Boyd Bushman. Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, I didn't get into the as deep as I wanted to because it was just passing by. I mentioned that guy during the show. And then you posted this: common sense just doesn't exist in ufology and ignorance rules. I'm going to show that in a little bit. I'm pulling it up now as we speak. Grab the copy and paste this. Thanks, Scott. Matter of fact, let's start the show with this. If I didn't say your name in the intro, it doesn't mean I don't love you guys. It means we got a lot of show to do. That's better than just saying hi. I see you. I love you. I got you. All right? The show's bigger than me. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys coming here. I know, I'm in a weird mood today. It's just still feel like I'm in somebody else's body. That's for damn sure. Here it is. Scott sent this. So Boyd Bushman was the whistleblower fraud that Richard Dolan and I believe it was Corbell did a little documentary, and I played part of it yesterday. That's why, maybe just by coincidence, Scott Brown has this here. That's the alien I was talking about. I believe they sold it at where? Kmart? I don't know. Here it is. Oh, okay. In a so-called deathbed confession, Lockheed Martin engineer Boyd Bushman presented this photograph here, claiming them as authentic, and it was actually a latex alien prop, which was available from some department stores through as far back as 97 through a company called the Oriental Trading Company. It does kind of look a little bit Oriental, doesn't it? A little Oriental alien. OA. Does it? Is it? Let's see if it really is. Look, does it look like it? It's very similar. This one seems to have a smile. This one, not really. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty close. I would say that's a match. What would you guys say? See, this looks a little different here, but not really. See, the cut in the arms higher up on the bone there than it is. This one's lower down. This one looks normal. I'm messing around with you guys. It's a match. Come on. If that's not a match, then I'm not very good at match game. That's for sure. But that's the alien doll that I think they were literally selling at Kmart. That's how I remembered it, but I don't know. But thanks, Scott. That's actually interesting. Ha! Boyd Bushman barely got that name ahead of Travis Taylor. Yeah, that is true. That's funny, actually. Good one. I get it. I know what you mean. Yeah, when you're choosing names. Travis Taylor, Boyd Bushman, Greg Johnson. Oh, that's not right. Snake Plissken from Escape from New York and Escape from LA is here. Welcome to the show. Throwing down £2, £2. That's a super dono from Snake Plissken, who, by the way, kicked the pimp's ass on the bridge over New York. That was a great movie, actually. Escape from New York. And they tried to do a sequel. It sucked. So stupid. But I enjoyed it. It was fun. Kurt Russell, wasn't that him? Snake Plissken, how you doing, man? Thanks for the £2, £2 super dono. Big mucho gusto generoso. What's up, Scott Blight? You don't think I see you? I see you there. All right, we're officially getting started. I told you this is gonna be a night. I haven't had. I don't want to talk about me. All right, let's get. I have a whole show set up, so let's get to work. Saturdays, when I do a show on Saturday, it's basically a recap of the week, but there's a lot of stuff I never got to show or didn't have time or forgot. So I have a lot of that stuff I wanted to bring forward tonight, and it'll still make the conversation because you wouldn't have known any different because, well, I don't even know why I told you. But that's what Saturdays are, man. It's like, we're still talking. It's just ufology's been different since Lou Elizondo. 2 to Stars Academy and all that started it. The changeover. Some people call it the first paradigm shift. Like, how many shifts do I have to go through until we get to the shifting where we don't have to shift? We're there. No more bullshit. You know what I mean? It's just paradigm. Really? Paradigm shift. That's something these people on that side of ufology love to say. I can't tell you how many people I see saying, oh, it's a paradigm shift, paradigm shift, a paradigm shift. It's a paradigm shift, a paradigm shift, a paradigm shift. No, it's not. It's not close to a paradigm shift. Because if it was, it would be a lot different. And I can't explain to you how, but this is not a paradigm shift for ufology, for the paranormal, for the world. It just isn't. Now, it could be an entrance or the beginning of a paradigm shift, but I don't think so. That's like saying the poles are shifting. The poles shifted. Well, they're going to. Well, they are. I mean, that's the same thing. Well, it's a paradigm shift. Well, not yet. It's going to happen. Well, it's starting. So, when the poles flip, then the aliens will show. Flip the poles, flip the bird, get an alien. That's how it works. And it may take 20,000 more years. It may take 2. We don't know. But this, I don't know why I went. I don't know. But aren't you kind of getting like tired of it? I don't know. I'm telling you, Dorothy, I'm sorry. I just can't put words together yet. I don't know. I feel embarrassed if I don't speak well in front of Dorothy. Big sister. All right, here we go. Let's see. So Michelangelo says, here's the first 20 minutes. I'm not going to play it. Of Representative Mike Gallagher interview on the Pat McAfee show. They talked about the new UAP whistleblower laws, which we talked about all week. David Grusch, Mike Gallagher also talked about the other whistleblowers who have already come forward. David Grusch and Michael Gallagher? Also, Grusch is here? Later in the interview, not in this clip. Gallagher confirms that he is getting the authority to go visit Area 51. Are you stupid? Towards the end of this clip, UAP James makes a screen grab appearance. They incorrectly use a photo of Carl Nell instead of David Grusch. I know it's Grusch. Let's just see what the blowhard has to say. Come on, Gallagher, spit it out.
Since 8th Congressional District.
Hell yeah.
Marine, Congressman Mike Gallagher.
Oh, yeah,
What an honor
wait a minute. I thought I played part of this.
to be here. My gosh. This is awesome, guys.
You look fantastic.
Congressman, the shirt, honestly.
Yeah.
That was,
Oh, yeah.
That was a part of the I didn't know, Mav. Talking shit on Mav.
I remember this. I didn't play the part.
I didn't know Mav was
I just
coming
played the
out.
first minute. That's right. I remember now. So that's good that we're there because I wanted to get to this part. Let's hear what they're going to ask him something here, and I wanted to play it. I believe this is it. I believe in the color of... Well, something's going on here. I'm going to have to refresh the page. Ready? Go.
Hell yeah. Marine. Congressman Mike Gallagher. Yeah, that's gonna fuck up a lot of shit.
Well, it's not the worst case scenario, though. Think about it. I would actually, depending on what the intention of the aliens are, if indeed it is extraterrestrial. And last time I was here, we went through all the different hypotheses, right? To include the Terminator hypothesis.
So hold on, though.
Us from the future.
If maybe it is potentially time travelers or whatever, which would be crazy.
No.
That would be absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Probably that orange globe. We
Yeah,
saw.
the portal. Yeah.
Yeah, we all saw that. But if it was, which some people just try to write it off as, and I know AJ and all the boys have questions, I apologize here, but if they were to write it off as foreign threat or like a different country stuff, we're still fucked, right? Because they have stuff that can do stuff that we don't have, right?
Well, that's my point. That, in my opinion, could be the worst case scenario. If it's China or Russia and they have advanced technology
that we can't even sniff, right?
We can't even understand the physics of it. I mean, some of the things are going Mach 5 and changing direction. I mean,
but if it was them, they would already use that, right?
In what scenario? That we haven't fought, a force-on-force, great power conflict with either. I mean, we get basically involved in a proxy war in Ukraine right now, but we haven't gone. Last time the Chinese fought a war was 79 against the Vietnamese. Didn't end well for them. So
they send a balloon over to say, this is what you guys got.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that's happened, right? So in addition to people coming out of the woodwork, people going public to the media with their reports, we had 4 balloons shot down over North America, which I don't remember the last time that's ever happened. Now, one of these, the Chinese spy balloon, we've been briefed on, but the other 3, including one that went over Lambeau Field, Ty, all right? Yep. That was when
I know
they
you're a big
crossed.
Packer fan, I agree.
Right.
Team looks new this year. I don't know if they're going to have any aliens on it, but
yeah, maybe.
One certainly left town, went to play.
Jordan Love might be an alien.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
With his
Deep
voice.
voice. Good player. Anyway, AJ, you have any questions for Congressman Gallagher?
Yeah, I do. You mentioned committees. I know you're on multiple committees. Aren't you on a committee has to do something with China? What is that doing? And what do you think the other question would be when people try to tell you this is a big distraction from something going on? What's your answer to that? What does that even mean? What are we getting distracted from?
Well, let me take it in reverse.
At all times, you're saying, not just right now, right?
Well, yeah, do you mean like
right now,
aliens as
especially.
the distraction? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, there's stuff appearing on our training ranges, and we don't understand where it's coming from. So as someone who focuses on defense and the defense competition with China, we have to figure that out. We have to be able to control our Rangers. Otherwise, you're putting pilots'
That's why you're
lives
so passionate behind
in
this.
jeopardy, right? That was my entry point into it. And also now I'm just curious about answering the question. I think there's actually a bigger issue, too, of people losing trust in government, trust in institutions. This should be an opportunity for the government to be transparent. If we have information that disconfirms the UAP the extraterrestrial hypothesis or all these other ones, at least shows the government doing something competent and being forward-leaning by declassifying information to the public. So for those 2 reasons alone, I think it's worthy of investigation. And the third one that I'm probably most interested in is whether it's adversary technology, particularly China. So I chair the Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party.
All right. Couple of times here, and this is important details. He keeps saying we're worried, what if it's China or Russia, but basically China. Okay. So Mike Gallagher, who's the representative for the 8th District of Wisconsin, was a U.S. Marine vet, who, by the way, I don't know if I'm not going to say that. But why keep bringing up China if Grusch just... Oh, that was before? Wait, when did he come out with... When was this show? This just had... No. Grusch already said, no, we got it. So why isn't Mike Gallagher just going along and saying, hey, we got the aliens and the bodies. Grusch told us. But if it's China... See how things slip? Gallagher just already brought up what every critical thinker is thinking. Okay, we haven't had any proof. Grusch was a hearsay whistleblower, not a real first-class one. Although it was an important speech he gave, still, bupkis. And Mike Gallagher just keeps saying, China, Russia. That's a little bit telling to me. That's the reality of what's really going on. It's technology. It's from Earth. My opinion, I know a lot of people out there, and I'm not going to name names, who hate it when I say there are no aliens here. Look, I don't know. Okay, I don't know the truth. But don't claim you know the truth either. It's a two-way street here. We could say whatever we want and be right and be wrong. It's ufology, guys. So you got to use your best judgment, your critical thinking, and think what makes the most sense, Occam's razor, because that's all we have. Because all we have is document of this, document of that, document of this, something like that. They could all be faked. I'm not saying they are, but the reality is they can be faked. Even the old stuff from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and wherever, all that could just be the second. You know, like some businesses have two tax books. One they show the government and one that's real. That's what I think the government's doing. It's exactly what I think the government's doing with the UFO evidence, if there is any. You and I, we all know there's UFOs, okay? That's so easy to say. I have no problem saying it. Because what does it really mean? Even though we all think aliens, it's really just an object that hasn't been identified either because it's at night, too far away, too blurry, can't see it. That's why. Huh? Hey, Stephen Mason, holy smokes. 20 pounds, man. Thank you so much. Rich, I'm so glad that you are calling out so many ufology frauds. I am completely tired of all these extraordinary claims that present no solid evidence at all, leaving me very delusioned after 52 years. So, thank you. No. Thank you, and I'm sorry. I say I'm sorry because I feel bad for me as well. I say sorry in a general sense that I feel your pain. We all do, to an extent, some more than others. See, there's some people that don't need the government to tell them anything. Because in their mind, it happened. They saw what they saw. You can't take it away from them. It's locked in. They know they saw aliens. They were awake. They were outside or in a train, a car, whatever, and they saw these things outside the window or from an airplane, or they didn't get it on video. You know, back before there were cell phones with cameras, we had nothing. And if we were lucky, we had camera with film in it that may or may not have worked properly. Stephen Mason, thank you very much for the $20, 20 pound, 20 quid super chat. It's a very good comment. I'm sorry. But we just keep going forward, brother. We keep trying to just figure out what you and I and everybody here already knows, that there's something going on. We just don't know what it is. But we don't... You know, you say frauds, right? I say it too. But let's use Grusch as an example. Is he a fraud? I'll answer it. No. Grusch is the real deal. The problem I have, a million times I said it, he's hearsay. No first-hand account, no witnessing the video, no witnessing of aliens or UFOs, none of that. And I don't get why so many people, mostly on that side of ufology, refuse to accept that as a fact, that David Grusch is hearsay. He's not a true whistleblower. He got most of what he knows and heard from grifters themselves. And yes, Greer is a grifter, to a sense. But I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people think. But he is an egomaniac. So there's that. Him, you can say Dolan, Linda Moulton Howe, Jimmy Church, Grant Cameron, Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, who doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything but himself. This I know personally, so I can say that. The others, I don't know. But you just keep going down the line of people that feed into the bullshit machine and are trying to make woo and fantasy become reality because they said it's real. That's not reality to me. Hey, I have experiences that I call dreams, but they were dreams. I know the difference between being awake and, well, although I thought I did wake up and see the alien. See? But I can't prove it. So I have to go by what I think probably happened, was that I woke up and didn't really wake up, even though that's probably what happened. I have to be in denial because I don't have proof. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning with pain in my ear, saw a light reflecting onto the headboard as I'm sleeping. And as I raise my head to see where this light is coming from, I see a beam start to retract. As I turn around, I follow it into an alien's hand at the end of my bed. I look back at my wife and dog to see if they woke up. And if they see what I'm seeing, by the time I do that and turn around, it's gone. And it was so emotional that, tears are coming down my face. I turn on all the lights. That's not really a dream that I normally have. Like, I've had dreams before, but I never woke up going, oh my God, it was here. I know it was. It's never happened. 2 times that's happened. Both times had to do with strange things. That voice in my, same thing. 3 nights later, I had a pain in this ear. Switched ears. Didn't see a light, but I woke up in pain. And as I'm about to lift my head up, I hear this.
I'll be in your head before you wake up.
And I can feel the whisper, the breath on my ear hair. Scared the ever-living life out of me. Who says that? I'll be in your head before you wake up, is what I heard. And I'm sitting here talking about it's not real. Why? Why am I in so much denial? Because I don't have proof. Things happen so fast, which is the way it's been done for billions of years. If you want to go back to the movie, what was that movie? Contact. Maybe this is the way it's been done. My question is this. If it's been done this way for a very long time, I'm not going to say billions of years, but let's say it's been done for a long time. Why is it that the people who really want to know, who really want to be a part of it, who really want to go with the aliens, physically, mentally, my body, my being, I want to go. Why aren't they taking me so where I remember it all? Let me experience, instead of me thinking I'm dreaming or dreaming. What good is it if I can't share it with other people and prove it? Just talking about it isn't. That is a waste of time, if you ask me. And that's where I'm at with ufology. I think they're wasting everybody's time. And we're at a place right now in ufology where we were 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 7 years ago. Since Lou got here and TTSA got here, first TTSA, then Lou, things did change. But as much as things changed, they remained the same. No evidence. Remember all the metals? Remember all that shit? We're going to have these metals tested. $35,000. Whatever happened to that? It didn't pan out so well. Poor little Louie. He tried. He didn't try. It looked like he tried. That's the thing with ufology and the mainstream media. And especially this Ross Cuckold character from Australia, who is now becoming the guy in ufology, right? Who does the interview because he's an investigative journalist. He's the next George Knapp. Are you kidding me? That coward, spineless little twit of a person has no balls to contact me, to talk to me, somebody who's been in the field for 20 years, would rather sit on that side of ufology and get fed a bunch of bullshit so he can further his own career. And that's all you're about. Ross Cuckold. Rose Cuckold is your new name. That's what Rose is about. Don't be taken in by that fraudulent accent that pointed nose witch bitch of a man keeps throwing in front of us all, thinking that he's the knowledge in this field when he is brand new, green, knows nothing about the reality in ufology, only what the grifters and the fakers and the liars tell him in government, right? He's going to believe them because why? They get him on TV. They pay him. That's his livelihood now. And I saw it coming. That's why he quit in doing his journalism wherever he lives. He wanted to get into this. Why? Because he knows people in this field that are going to help his career. And if you can't see it, it's because you don't want to, because you've been distracted by all the bullshit that's going on, which really isn't happening at all. Go back to 2015. Do you remember 2015? Because I do. I was here. And let me tell you something. Nothing's changed. Nothing. In 2015, 14, I don't know, around that time, you know, Art Bell was the talk. He was coming back or something happened. I don't know. There was a lot of Art Bell talk. There was a lot of Jaime Maussan talk. There was a lot of fraudulent stuff that was happening with some it's just never ending. It doesn't matter what year, what decade, what century you're in. With this mainstream media, you are going to be lied to, and it's not their fault. They don't know any better. They don't know the truth. Neither do we. But I go by what I see happening, and what I see is a lot of this, a lot of spinning the tires, and ufology not moving forward. How can you say such a thing? Those laws that they put out, that amnesty thing doesn't mean anything. It's false hope. And it won't get us any closer to disclosure if that's what you're hoping. You think the whistleblowers are going to come out with real good evidence? I made a bet with everybody. If we have disclosure by 2030, I was going to eat a hat. I'll eat 2 hats. I'll double that. 2 hats. I'll eat this one. This is a hard hat too. It's not a soft one. It's not like this one. You see how mushy? This one will slide down. Not this one. This one's made out of iron and steel and bad dreams and good weather. It's not a tinfoil hat, but it'll do. You know, I want this ufology to move forward, but we're not. I know it looks that way. But we think it's about ufology, and it's not. It's not about that at all. We just call it ufology. It's the study of bullshit that's going on to cover up real technological advancements. Invented by us, created by us. But here's what I in my heart of hearts, I feel like what Bob Lazar said might be true. That they found some ancient technology. That's what I think they found. Seriously, I'm feeling good that when they built the pyramids, the Sphinx and all that, that was before Egypt, believe it or not. They're a lot older than what they're telling us and refuse to admit. And I'm not going to get into the whole secret this under the Sphinx, secret room there. I mean, of course. And they've already covered it up. But it's possible that the way they built those pyramids is the technology that we have in our hands that you think would be easy to figure out, right? But if the technology was brought from somewhere else here and left here, it doesn't mean that we or humans created it, invented it. See, there's so many things we do not know that can easily fill in the blanks for us. And I bet you we would do something like, oh my God, that makes sense now. Oh, this is unbelievable. It all makes sense. And I bet you if they told us something about this technology, why they kept it a secret from us, guarantee it, you would say, you're right. You shouldn't have told us. What if it's something that is so massively bad that just walking to it, getting up next to it, can activate it? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? We don't know. But I heard this story a long time ago. I think I only told it once. This guy who claimed he used to work at Area 51S4 was on my show. And this is the AZ UFO show early, 2006 and a half, 7. And he said he used to work there and that they worked on this technology that, and now of course I'm not buying it, but if you met the guy, you might believe. He was kind of like looked like, in a way, Boyd Bushman, that sad old man look, you know? But he looked like he might have had a good life and is now trying to, I don't know, remain human. The guy was weird. Let me just tell you. But he said that they have this technology where when they found it, it activated it, what they thought, and this reminds me of Predator, a countdown sequence. And it was a proximity alert. So when they got, according to him, within 20 meters of this thing, they felt an electrical presence, almost like a force field. And he said when they tried to move forward, the static electricity was so immense that you had to back up because you started losing the feeling in your hands, whatever part went into it. He said it was like going into a reality of heavy cream. And he said when he put his hand in there, he was able to move it, but it was slower than the rest of them, like it was delayed. Now, I've never heard this shit before. I'm still new in ufology. To this day, I've never heard that story repeated. But then he said, well, one of the guys had an idea. Let's put a remote and send the remote vehicle. And back then, there were a little jicky-jacky, a couple of things thrown together with a few wheels, he said. So they had this thing in there in the office, and they decided to use it. This is one of the things they used to see if bombs were in certain areas and look for dead people. So this was one of those cameras. And they sent it in there. And they said, and this is interesting too, he says they were recording it. And this is before 97 now, before Contact. So he didn't steal it from that movie. But he said that it had recorded 30 minutes and it was only in there for 3. And when it got to within 10 meters, he said it got pushed back. It got thrown back at them. So whatever's there, according to him, has a proximity alert system that won't allow anything to get to it. Now, to me, if that was something that was studied and was in an archaeological dig site, and there's no way they can remove it because they don't know how, wouldn't it make sense for them to seal off the entrance to that area? They don't know, according to him, they don't know. But that's an interesting story. I only told it once. And the reason is it's just one of those stories, you can't prove it. And I always told this guy, if I ever hear that story again, I'm going to give people your name. Well, 15 years ago, the guy was 71, I think, when, I don't know if he's still alive. But I believe there are these things that are protecting themselves, possibly. I mean, doesn't it make sense? Let's say the aliens left their shit here because they want to come back and whenever. Wouldn't it make sense that they just left it behind with some sort of safety device so it can't be stolen, taken away, or disarmed or whatever? What if that technology wasn't what I thought, what he thought it was? What if it was something extremely bad? Something that could create a black hole. That's what, do you remember when they started CERN? The Hadron Collider thing? They said eventually, someday, they're going to smash 2 particles together and it's going to have a reaction to where it's going to create a wormhole, and we're not going to know it happened because it's going to happen instantaneously. And if it does happen, that's why we have the Mandela effect. Nah, there's no such thing as the Mandela effect. Please do not make me talk about Mandela. I can't believe I went into all that just because of what they were talking about here.
Party in the House, and we're in charge of developing a comprehensive strategy for how we beat the CCP over the long term. In my opinion, the CCP is by far the biggest threat we faced. In some ways, it's bigger and more complex than the threat we faced from the old Soviet Union and the old Cold War, and beating the Chinese as they attempt to do a variety of things to undermine our sovereignty, send fentanyl into America, killing 80,000 Americans a year, threaten war in the Pacific by threatening to take Taiwan. That, to me, is the biggest national security issue. That's what I'm in charge of in the House, and this is a small subset of that overall effort if it's adversary.
Got it. So that's how you tie into it, because if it is who you are supposed to be trying to keep up with, you were just trying to tell everybody, we're fucked. If they got this, I don't know if I got the plan. We're going to have to grab some other people, maybe some outer worldly thoughts, and kind of get it going. Do you think around Washington there is like a lot of obstacles for you to get this answer? Isn't Washington just like, I don't know much about your world, okay? At all. On purpose. I try to stay out of it. Seems like everybody that gets into your world, miserable. Our friend Anthony Gonzalez,
man, you guys
one of the best guys of all time.
Cut him down at the knees.
He got into politics. We told him, pal, what are you doing? Don't go in. Everybody that I know in real life that gets into politics, they just literally spend their time yelling at people. They have zero expectation of changing the way they think. They don't think they're going to be able to change the way other people think. They're just always pissed off. I try to stay out of it, like just for the good of me.
Yeah, all right. There was one other thing that he said in here. I'm having issues here. That was interesting, and I want to get to it. I believe it's right here, actually. Yeah. I'm having issues. Internet issues. All right, it's not going to play. That's enough. We don't need to keep hearing. We get it. We get it at this point. No reason to keep. So with that being said, I'm going to continue this Whistleblower claims cover-up of UFO evidence. I'm going to play this. This is from News Nation. And this is another interview with some reporter. Let me turn off this down there. Video. You know, I really love ufology. I said it last night. If you have passion about something, it'll never get old, right? Like when I go to work right here, I could do this all day, all night. And I do. I'm always researching stuff, watching videos you guys send me, analyzing stuff. It's 24/7 for me anyway. I'm always looking for things that, I don't know, can shed some light on what we're talking about. But it's not just one particular person or one particular thing. It's everything. And when you take everything into consideration, this doesn't make sense what's going on in ufology. All right? We're getting only military stories. Why? What's wrong with the public? Well, we know what's wrong. And right now, they can't have the public talking because the public isn't credible according to the government. Right? We're just a bunch of crazy backwards Southern folk who know nothing about anything, who have a 4th grade education, who drinks and smokes weed. Right? We're just dumb. We're dumb drug addicts. We don't have any critical thinking skills. That's what the government thinks about us. And that's why they won't talk to us. And tomorrow I am making the video for Tucker Carlson. That is the first. It's going to be to Tucker Carlson and or mainstream media attention. And that's how I'm going to put it out there. Attention, mainstream media and or Tucker Carlson. Because we need to be heard. And you know, I think before, I'm already envisioning that I'm going to be talking to Tucker. So before I go on, we're all going to have to help me. We're going to have to help me. I know it's going to happen. Within a year, I am going to be on the Tucker Carlson show. You'll see. I almost did it once when he was on Fox. We'll do it again. I'm going to play this just for credibility or not.
With us now, Mark von Rentenkopf wrote a piece on The Hill looking at the congressional response to these UAP claims. Look, we all sort of love these concepts that there's something out there, and the idea that our government could hold secrets for 60 or 70 years, and that there's men in black who can zap you, and the general public forgets things. At what point do we say, either show us the evidence or we're done with this?
It's a good question, and Leland, thanks for having me. You're hit the nail on the head. We do need to see evidence. You're right, but I think we need to keep in mind that we are dealing with extremely sensitive information. And as Senator Rubio said, and as Joe reported, these individuals that have come forward to the Senate Intelligence Committee fear for their lives. I think that's something that has not been drilled down on and looked into enough. They feel for fear.
Whoa. What did he just say? They fear? Who fears for their lives?
These individuals that have come forward to the Senate Intelligence Committee fear for their lives.
Oh, Why? What are you worried about? Don't worry. The government's going to be all right with your treasonous ways. Don't worry about it. Spill your guts to the government. They don't care. They just want the information. Don't you see that? Whistleblowers, where are you? Get up, get out, and get in. I need to understand what's going on in the field, and you've got the evidence. What's that? You don't have the evidence. Oh, you mean you feel like your lives will be threatened if you came forward? Why would you want? Why? Well, yeah, there's laws now. Well, sort of. I can't believe he just said this.
Reported these people, these individuals that have come forward to the Senate Intelligence Committee fear for their lives. I think that's something that has not been drilled down on and looked into enough. They fear for their clearances. They fear for their jobs. So
yes!
Again, just to reiterate, we're dealing with very, very extremely sensitive information. If in fact these so-called or these alleged programs were in fact illegally withheld from Congress, which is the allegation.
See, and these guys are looking into it. These are investigative journalists that have access that I don't have. They can get connected to people who know things that I can't find out. And if I did find out, it would take me a long time to find out. And by then it's too late and who cares, right? So what he's doing is he's talking to these people and he's understanding that they fear for their lives no matter what amnesty is out there, no matter what the government says. Thank you, whistleblowers, for being smart and not being a whistleblower. Like John Greenwald reported today, a couple of whistleblowers they were vetting did background checks. They had to replace these whistleblowers. Like, how many whistleblowers are there? There's only a handful, right? So, oh, we didn't like those answers. Let's get the guy in who's a little more gullible, please. We need gullible people to whistleblow. Now, when you whistleblow, you can't say this, that, and the other thing. You say what we tell you to. Can I just tell my story? Yes and no.
We're dealing with a very, very legally tricky area and again, a very sensitive information.
For sure. And there's laws in terms of who in Congress actually gets to know. Is it that just the chairman of the Intelligence Committee? Is it the chairman and the ranking member, the Gang of Eight, so-called, if you add in the speaker and the minority and majority leaders, on and on and on. But I keep coming back to this concept that the U.S. government just isn't that good at keeping secrets. I mean, think about all of the very secret programs that have come up, and we're to believe that over 60 years, this one program that has helicopters all over the country ready to respond at a moment's notice and pick up the little green men in their crashed spacecraft and whisk them away in a way that no one ever takes video or phone, videos of, and no one's ever seen, and they land in bases that nobody ever talks about. Again, like, where is the line between, you can't prove a negative, and we have to keep investigating?
It's a good point, Leland. When we spoke last, I was in the government previously, and I agree with you. I have a very hard time. I had a very hard time until digging into this story, believing that something like that could be kept secret. But
unknown sender nailed it. Wouldn't the advanced aliens prevent them from talking? We're gonna take you for a walk on the moon. Come with us. At Grusch. Out the window that guy goes. I know. Yes, you nailed it. I didn't even think of that. The aliens will shut us up. Don't worry about it. And remember earlier on, we heard that guy say, Gallagher say, and these objects are moving at 3,000 to 5,000 miles an hour, making right-angle turns. Huh? They are? I'm sure they are, guys. I'm sure of it. As a matter of fact, I am near positive 100% that that's actually happening. No evidence. Huh? No evidence. That's hard to say without moving your lips. So I have to move my lips when I say evidence. What does that mean? Exactly. Exactly. It means exactly. What's this? Donovan. His body language makes me come to the conclusion that he's more of a bi-Draco-humanoid hybrid. I know what you're trying to say. That's actually really funny, too. He's a bi-Draco-humanoid hybrid. You have to say it that way, too. His body language makes me come to the conclusion he's more of a bi-Draco-humanoid hybrid. And look at this. Mr. Damien says, exactly.
But there are indications that I might be eating some humble pie because if you look at the totality of this story, there's some compelling indications that this whistleblower is correct, and I'll lay out a few. The intelligence community inspector general, that's basically the top internal cop who ensures that conducts oversight and ensures that the 17 or 18 agencies within the intelligence community are operating legally and properly, found this whistleblower's claims to be credible and urgent. There's also reporting that additional individuals that actually worked on these surreptitious illegal programs briefed and testified under oath to the intelligence.
All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty finally. What was the key word that was said during this? Illegal. Illegal activity, illegal programs. That's why Grusch is doing all. Let's not forget. I tend to forget.
Found this whistleblower within the intelligence community are operating legally and properly, found this whistleblower's claims to be credible and urgent. There's also reporting that additional individuals that actually worked on these surreptitious illegal programs.
Twice he used the word illegal and then threw in surreptitious there within 20 seconds. That's how you figure shit out, guys. Find those key words, see what they focus on, they tell you the truth. Illegal. Okay. So, what? Let me ask you this. This is how you know it's also bullshit. You ready? Nobody says this but me. Nobody. Nobody's saying this but me. Just so you know. And it's not a crazy thing I'm about to say. You ready? What would be the harm if Grusch never said anything? How are we, the world, how are we being hurt? Listen, how are we being punished, hurt, killed, or contaminated by the government having these materials? How? Ignorance is bliss. What we don't know won't hurt us. Capiche? Oh, it's a one capiche show already. You know? Is that the way they think? What they don't know won't hurt them because they don't know what we know. That's why it's an illegal program, because you're hiding it from people who want to use this technology nefariously? That's what I think. Or maybe these people are keeping it a secret so they can time their powerful entry into the world as leaders. You know, you never know what new government may arise from the ashes of another. And it could be more powerful than any nukes we have on this planet. Is that what we're worried about? Is that the threat? Humanity? You mean after all your center stage and posturing, all this is about is keeping us safe? I wish it was that. Remember when Lou said, threat, 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 threat? I'm telling you, pick up these pieces along the way and, oh, these pieces fit together. Look at this. Look at the love. It worked. You have a heart. You have a heart. Where did these come from? Holy shit, I didn't see this. Stephen Mason, again, with the £5, 5 quid, says, I'm sorry, it's been 30 minutes, man. I agree. There is something going on, but we don't know what it is, right? We need proof in one way or the other. We need proof one way or the other, unless we have this. We just don't know. You should do the show for me, Steve. I mean, you're saying exactly what I'm thinking tonight. There is something going on, but we don't know what it is. We do need proof one way or the other. Unless we have this proof, we just don't know. But you know what? I was in the chat room today of Theories of Everything with Kurt Jamungle because he was playing the interview that he did with, and I'll play a piece of it here in a minute, with Rose Cuckold. And it was a really good interview. It was a really good job. And I forgot what I was going to say, but I don't know why I brought it up now. But Stephen Mason, we need proof. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Thank you again. Mucho gusto, Generoso. And David Wilcox, not Wilcock, about 20 minutes ago, $10. Thank you again. You're always supporting the show. I can't thank you. I can't thank you enough. Bob Lazar could have at least smuggled out a probe. Oh, but contraire, good friend. Doesn't Bob Lazar have to turn in his Element 115? Remember how much he bragged about it, but I can't tell you where it is. I mean, I'm just going to keep it safe. Did you tell George Knapp? Well, I might tell somebody just in case I die, but remember when Bob said that? I don't remember saying that. You said it, Bob. I just heard you say it. I think you're dreaming, Richard. He's in trouble. If Bob Lazar in 60 to 90 days is not arrested for turning in Element 115, you'll know everything, and I mean all of it, is a lie. Based on that alone. No, I'm kidding. It starts there, though. Wouldn't that be weird if Bob Lazar was 100% right? Wouldn't that be great? I'd have to eat a hat. No, it's not disclosure. Or is it? There's so much to unwrap in this field. I just got to keep moving on. David Wilcox, thank you for the support, as always. Mucho gusto, Generoso. And I do want to thank Rebecca, the Wild One Wiles, for a $25 PayPal support she did 2 days ago. And I keep forgetting to say thank you for that. So thank you for that, Rebecca, the Wild One Wiles, throwing it down on PayPal. Thank you for the support, because without it, this would suck, because I wouldn't be able to put the time in. I know you're saying, what are you talking about? You do 2-hour shows every single night and shorts, and you make little videos on the side. What else can you do? A lot more. I just feel like Schindler's List, like there's just not enough time in the day. Like I could do more, but how? And you know what? It all comes down to money. Everything is about money. It's expensive to travel, to stay somewhere. It is. If I'm going somewhere for one night, it's $300 no matter what. The room's probably $120. The gas would be easy, $30, $40. Food, $30, $40, $50. So $300 a day is what it costs to do this job if you want to go traveling around the world and all that. So $21,000 a month. That's what we need. Is that what it comes down? It's $9,000. $9,000 a month. Oh, I'd love to go back to that. All right, let's finish this up here and get to the next segment.
Briefed and testified under oath to the intelligence community inspector general to corroborate Mr. Grusch's claims. So that in it itself is a pretty compelling data point. Second,
all right, fair.
Go ahead.
Fair enough. I'm going to get the panel. He's more of an expert than I am. But I keep coming back to when the F-117 fighter crashed in the desert out west in the early 1980s, and there was a secret program to go recover this crashed UFO. It was an American program. It was DARPA. And what I'm wondering is that are we positive or even sure that a lot of this can't be explained and these videos can't be explained by black projects within the United States government that, frankly, the U.S. government doesn't want to acknowledge that we have these capabilities. And you've got people who are putting their own egos far ahead of American interests by calling attention to it and demanding investigations into things that they may have an idea about but haven't been read into.
Yeah, it's a good question. I want to separate two kind of critical issues here, Leland. And one is Mr. Grusch is alleging not what we're seeing on screen here. He's alleging that we have actual craft in our possession. So 12 to 15 is the number that has been floated versus these objects that we're seeing on screen. So I'll address the objects that have been seen recently, and then hopefully I can address your point. First of all, the individuals that run the government's UFO program have testified to Congress that they have a very robust process in place to deconflict and identify potential secret U.S. aircraft, so that they're not basically chasing their own tail. And second of all, when our military aviators inadvertently encounter secret U.S. technology, they are required to sign non-disclosure agreements after they see these objects. And to the best of my knowledge, and I've spoken with these pilots, I've written about it, and they have, in these cases, these particular cases that we've seen very anomalous activity, they have not been required to sign any NDAs. They've not been read out or read in or debriefed about any of these encounters. So I don't know if that addresses your question, but that at least gets the part of the question that you pose.
All right, so the DOD has effectively, Joe, help me out on this. The DOD has effectively said, the Department of Defense has said that the whistleblower claims that we published, they're publicly at least denying them, correct?
Any of the claims that he's made, they don't know what he's talking about. And he has said that ARROW, which is the program within the Pentagon that is supposed to respond to UAP reports, Grusch says they are not even read in to this retrieval program.
That's amazing to me. How is ARROW not even read into this? See, they don't trust ARROW. Why? Why? They could have went through ARROW and did all this, but they didn't. They don't trust Kirkpatrick. Isn't that weird? So he's dirty. And you could tell when he, and I said this during the congressional hearings and whatnot, and every time he speaks, I'm like, this guy isn't into it. He doesn't give a shit. Kirkpatrick is a joke. ARROW is a joke. It's all from Lou Elizondo's, his work. Oh, that's why you got out of ufology, Big Fat Lou? Is that why you ran? Ran away, go write a book? Freaking coward. Call me a coward? I fought for this country. So, how many kills you got? How many kills do you got? 8, huh? I'm joking. 9. So stupid. We're done. Ufology's a joke. It really is. And there's so many good people out there. I take that back. I'm sorry. Ufology's not a joke. The mainstream media, these guys are actually amazing to me. News Nation? You know what was really weird about that whole Grusch interview? They took it off their channel a day or two later. Off the front page. That was the biggest story News Nation ever had. It put them on the map as far as news agencies, not, FAA regulated, but whatever. That put them on the map. So why take the stories down? Why have them removed from YouTube channels? Why? It's your number one story. Some are saying it's because the government forced them to remove the lies of David Grusch. That's not what they agreed to talk about. He added some things in there he shouldn't have said. Shouldn't have said we have live. He didn't say we have live aliens. Shouldn't have said we had aliens at all. Shouldn't have said it. That's my opinion. How can you say, there's at a time you have crash craft, there's going to be dead pilots. Why would he say that? Why couldn't he just said pilots? He said dead pilots. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did say pilots. See, that's how your brain works. It makes up things in there. That's why people are the worst when it comes to replaying events that are traumatizing or very adrenalizing. Well, this is interesting. From the Juan about Rose Cuckold, who is Ross Cuckold. What's his last name? Couthart? Yeah, you know, my internet, I'm not sure what's going on. It's very choppy on my end when I press a button to change the screen, or I notice that I am a little bit choppy. So, the way it is tonight, a lot of people are home on the weekends. A lot of people are on the internet, I guess. I don't know. All right. So I apologize for that. Given how credible cuckold sources have been in regards to the UFO whistleblower David Grusch claims, this statement by Cuckold regarding UFOs as future humans, something to revisit again, which I do, but I don't think we have the clip here. But I'm being told, this is what he said, here's the quote, this UFO phenomenon. How do we do Cuckold's voice? I'm being told that this UFO phenomenon is future humans. I can't do it. It'll come to me someday. I'm being told that what we're looking at is an effort by some future civilization to stop a catastrophe. There is a fear that making this public will change the timeline. OMG. Right out of Greer's playbook, the time-traveling alien humans. I can't believe it, it's happening. We are now officially the dumbest we've ever been in humanity's history. IQs are at an all-time low. Cuckold just proved it with that comment. And this is the guy interviewing the guy who heard from the guy about aliens and shit. Everybody heard something. Hey, did you hear this? I sure did. He heard it from that other guy. Not that guy, no, the other guy. So it was hearsay, huh? Yeah. That's what it was. Hearsay, yeah. You don't say. Very interesting. Grusch. Come on. Cuckold. So cute. He is so adorable. Rose Cuckold. She's adorable. Just the cutest little thing you've ever seen. Softball questions. No follow-up questions. Are you telling me that the government, the U.S. American government, has in their possession alien bodies? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling the world? Go ahead, say it. Say it, mate. Say it. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You know, Grusch is like a bobblehead. I got Grusch. Oh, there he is. See? Kind of looks like him with a mask on. Holy shit. That looks like Grusch with a mask on. It does. Look at the head. It's the same head. I know, that was a reach. I'm trying. Very immature. So people like Eric Davis, for instance, along with other, his friends, Cuckold and whatnot, they claim that our tech came from little green men. All of it. I mean, that is blatantly disregarding the hard work and achievements we have made as technological advancements as humans. So you're just going to discredit it all? That's what they're doing, discrediting all the great minds for their own agenda. You like that? I stole it all. Paranormal Chris said that today. There are programs that we just can't share yet. Yeah, this is good. I love this. Now that just segued right into the Lockheed Martin. We don't talk about Lockheed. You want to know why? Because it's too obvious for me to talk about. That's why I hardly ever talk about it. We all know what goes on. I got to keep saying it. Lockheed Martin. Battelle. Lockheed Martin. Battelle. Who? Battelle. We're going to have to get alien scientist on the show, if he'll come on, to talk about that. He's the one to go to if you want to talk about it. All right. There are programs that we can't share yet. And isn't it funny that Lockheed Martin celebrates 80 years of Skunk Works division? That's right around the time Roswell. For 80 years. Oh, let me pull it up so you could read along. In case I pause, you can read along and then take a drink while I read it. This is jumping all over for me. For 80 years, Skunk Works has pushed the innovation envelope, failing fast to prove out novel technologies and deliver disruptive solutions to the customers. Huh? For 80 years, Skunk Works has pushed the innovative envelope. I already said all that. Why is it doing it again? A Lockheed Martin news release provides a quick trip through the years to reflect on the critical work Skunk Works has accomplished, all of which informs the work the division is doing today and in the future. In 1943, Lockheed Chief Research Engineer Kelly Johnson enlisted an elite team of engineers and mechanics to build a new airplane prototype under strict secrecy and a seemingly implausible deadline. 143 days later, 37 days ahead of schedule, America's first fighter jet, the XP-80 Lulu Bell, rolled out of Lockheed's Burbank, California facility. This prototype turned into the P-80 Shooting Star, which delivered unparalleled speed and strength and also gave birth to the small, agile team that would develop into what we now know as Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. Ah, you don't say. So, right around the time of Roswell, huh? In the 40s. In 1943. See, Roswell happened in 47. So they were already getting fighter jets. We were already propelling ourselves into the future. And we did not need alien technology. And see, this is when things changed, right? The 80s. Well, here's the 60s. I thought that said 80s. That's the SR-71 Blackbird. No wonder. And D-21 drone. Yeah. Is that it? Hold on. No. That's part of it, but not what I see here. I can't show. See, that's what I don't like about StreamYard. I can't pull up the other screen at the same time. They only allow one at a time. It's beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. From very far away, that would look like a UFO. Not even that far away. Beautiful machines. I don't know if women view these things as artwork like men do. Most men. And I'm not being a misogynist at all. because I don't know any women that have ever called an airplane beautiful or have ever called her car a she. See, men love technology like no other species. I know women love it too, but that's not misogynistic at all. So if you're going to say that about me, look up the word misogynistic, because I'm just quoting facts over here. It was mostly men. But anyway, what a great design. Where did they get the idea for reflective radar technology? I just don't know. Gee, I bet you it was probably by accident. That's how they figured that out, right? Isn't that, how did they come up with that? Do we ever know how they figured that out? To have that so planes can't be seen on radar. They build them a certain way and they have a certain paint on it. And, right? And it reflects the, I don't know how it does it, but it's not 100% perfect though. From what I heard, you can still see glitches here and there. Like, did I just see a plane on radar? No, maybe I didn't. Then 30 seconds later, there'll be another beep, like just a pixel showing up, and the radar guy might go, huh, that's weird. But not a plane, it won't show up, right? Isn't that how it works? Lockheed Skunk Works, man. So we're supposed to look there for a lot of what we're seeing up there. And I don't, you want to know why there's no reason for me to get into it? Because I'm not going to find anything that you don't already know. Yeah, there's nothing newsworthy going on over at Lockheed today. Sorry, it's just not. It's not a newsworthy place. There's a couple of sightings I want to show you too tonight. A very funny crop circle. Lou Elizondo coming out with his own clothing line. I know. You want to see it? You might have seen this on Twitter. I can't believe it. No, yeah, well, I do, because anything for money, right? So write a book and get your clothing line out there. There's Big Lou's action pants. Great for kicking alien ass. What the pros wear. Daisy Duke used to wear those. She kicked a lot of ass too. But there it is. Big Lou action pants. They're on sale right now at $24.99 at most outlets near you, like Target, Walmart, and Walgreens. Okay. CVS. Yeah, CVS, you can buy those too. Loop action. Well, they call them action pants, but they're really shorts. Apparently, the message is getting out to the aliens, and they're not real happy with what Grusch did. So they did this. Aliens, this is how they communicate. I'm sorry, guys, but that's it. It's a cock circle. Get it? You get it? You don't get it. You don't care. Nobody cares. Does anybody care anymore? Does anybody remember laughter? 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 Led Zeppelin. What are they?
What are they? Why are they?
Come on, everybody. What do they mean?
What are they? Why are they? What
do they mean? What do they mean? What are they, everybody?
Are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the fields. Are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the fields. Are they harbingers of world change? These secrets in the fields. Secrets in the fields.
What do they mean? What are they? Yeah. You know, oh, I'm going to do this now while it's fresh in me head. There is a really good version of that song. Let me pull it up in my music. What is it? It is the Crop Circle song. It should be right here. Oh, I know why it won't show up. Let's see if this is it. Oh, it is here. Oh my God. Oh, it is on here. Hold on. This can't be it. No. 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 I think it's on my own. I think it's on my phone. And it's not on my YouTube music. Because it is a good song. Oh, I could just pull it up, yeah. Oh. I'm going to pull it up real quick. Because I think you would love this crop circle. You know what? I don't have time to look it up. Let's just see if I can find it real quick. I don't want my spring recap. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay, up next. Holy shit. Is this it? Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was. That's the old goof on outro. For some reason, I can't pause it. There we go. Oh, that's funny. Can't do that. How about this one? Whoop Gangnam Style. This one is good. It's not it though. It's not me, baby. Not the way it motion. It's just me, baby. All right, here we go. No. All right, I can't find it. Wait, metalcore? Is this it? No, that's my outro. Wow, that's funny. I didn't know that's what it was called. All right, I can't find it, I don't think. I've got hundreds of songs here. Wait. Oh, that's a good song, though. That's the outro. Everybody say Royals, Royal. If I could do da da dee, da dee da dee da dee da do, because they said that the Royals, Royal, you somebody could have been, and then they found that chinka too. All right, I can't find it. I know I keep looking because I know it's here. Oh well, next time. Yeah, that's not it. All right, one more try. Let me see, one more look. Let there be rock. Is this it? No, I can't find it. All right, so back to work. Back to work. You guys are very patient, very patient. Very patient. I got a sighting I'm going to show you. Original raw clip and then a close-up of this object. Yes, you know what you're going to look at? It starts with the letter D and ends with the letter S. No, not dicks. Here we go. Some dots. Just take a look in this whole area here. No sound? We'll add sound. Come on, everybody. Let's add some sound. Shall we? I think it comes up over here. Oh, wait, I think I see it. No, it's not those. Oh, there it is at the bottom. Oh, it's yeah, I don't want to say. Here's a close-up of it. Has everybody figured it out yet? I'm pretty positive it's a satellite. No, a satellite, not a satellite. A satellite. A satellite. Here it comes. There I am at the bottom. See? See? Going in a straight line. Very slow, methodical movement. Seemingly the same speed, 17,491 miles an hour. We call this a satellite. Could it be an iridium flare satellite? Sure, why not? That's it. All right. Next. What do we got? We got a lot of mo. Come on, everybody. Welcome to Goof On. Saturday night. It's the weekend of the 4th of July, everybody. What are you doing? It's to show your pride for your country's birthday. I'm blowing off a lot of steam with the fireworks. We're doing it tonight. I'm glad you're here. Hey, speak as loud as you want. In the chat there. Let me get rid of some things here. Let me clean up. Eric Davis, give me a break. All right. What if... Hold on. From Dean Johnson, Congress update. Senator Marco Rubio, the ranking minority member of the Senate Select Committee of Intelligence, SSCI, either what he, Grusch, is saying is partially true or entirely true, or we have some really smart, educated people with high clearances. Huh? Gotta be crazy. And very important positions in our government who are crazy and leading us on a goose chase. One of these two things is true. Either what they're telling us is true, or we've got some people in important positions that are doing this for some reason. So either one is a problem. Wow. That's amazing what he just said. Rubio. I'll read it again. Rubio said this. Either what David Grusch is saying is partially true or entirely true, or we have some really smart, educated people with high clearances and very important positions in our government who are crazy and are leading us on a goose chase. So he's saying either what Grusch is saying is true or we've got crazy people working in the government. One of these two things is true, he says. Either what they're telling us is true, or we've got some people in important positions that are doing this for some strange reason. So either one is a problem. Rubio is acting very gullible here. Very gullible. To say such a thing like that, deflate 78, 77 years of keeping this a secret from the public as best they can. So we've got either really smart people doing this for some reason he doesn't know. So why make that comment, although you have to? So do we have some crazy people in government making up stories? Yes! But they're not crazy, Rubio. Crazy is saying what you're saying. It's not crazy to believe that the government would create a fake narrative to get people in the public interested in something that isn't really there, that isn't happening. Gee, when has that happened? Never. Come on. Really? Rubio's in on it. They got him. They got Rubio. They got to him. Did he see something? Did they show him something? What does he know? Because Rubio is not as temporary in Congress, in position, as a president. Isn't that funny? He's more of a permanent fixture in government than a president. So, did they get to Rubio and convince him, like Grusch has been convinced, that aliens are in our possession? Yeah. Yeah. They're being duped. Or the whole thing is real, like Rubio said, and we need to pay attention. We need to start paying attention. When they show me evidence, I'll pay more attention. But for now, grain of salt, tongue in cheek. I'm not going to read this transcript either with News Nation and Senator Rubio, but I'll put the link to it in the chat. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. In the show description, so you guys can read this when you're ready. Because that's a really good transcript. It's interesting what Rubio says. I just don't want to read it all again. I pretty much told you. Did you know David Grusch was connected to Skinwalker Ranch? UFO whistleblowers connected to wacky stories of killer poltergeists, werewolves, and famous haunted ranch in Utah. This is the story the news media is not reporting on. You want to see? It's part one. You know who it's from. You know who it's from. I'm going to play it. Is this it? So let's break down some of the sources that Grusch is apparently connected to while revealing the wacky backstory to this UFO nonsense. If you want to skip this tweet, here's the investigation into all this sanity. All right, let's take a look. Oh. Wait a minute. This isn't about Grusch there. This is just about Skinwalker. This is Skinwalker. I thought he was going to do something about Grusch. Right? Didn't it sound like that's where I was going? Because that's what I was reading. I'm just curious now. I want to take a look. I think we've seen this, though. This is the UFO lie, shocking truth of, oh yeah, we saw this. See, I don't like, God, Just watch this for a second. I'm going to look. I'm going to pull it up. I'll find it. It's got to be here. You son of a beep. You dirty boop.
You are here, in the middle of a domino effect. One that started years ago, and one that shows no sign of stopping. A bombshell story said UFOs are real. A whistleblower said the government knows. The military has encountered them every day. For years, there are videos and photos. Insiders say off-world vehicles. Congress says we need to know more about the UFO. A task force created to figure it out. Are they aliens? Is there doubt? A report's released saying maybe it's real. The information comes with an official seal. A UFO office without delusions will look to the skies and find conclusions. The government seems ready for the long haul, and on the dominoes fall.
Oh, man, he's a rapper now. Stephen Greenstreet. Man alive. All right, I found this. In 2020, check this out. I thought this was interesting, actually. See, this is why I knew it sounded familiar. In 2020, the New York Times printed Eric Davis claiming the same exact thing that David Grusch is currently claiming. Alien UFOs crashing to Earth that were retrieved by secret military programs. And guess what happened with that 2020 story? Well, the media giddily clickbaited it for a few days. Let's take a look. Oh, there is video. This is what I'm talking about. I'm interested to hear how similar it is to what Grusch said. Right? I'm interested. I think I remember this too. Come on. It's not working. Everything's delayed for some reason. Every time I click on something, I gotta wait. There's an ad. Go. Oh, let me get rid of it.
There are new findings tonight in the search for extraterrestrial life. The New York Times reporting that a secretive Pentagon unit tasked with investigating UFO sightings is quite likely releasing some of its findings soon. And those findings could be stunning, particularly for people who have doubted the existence. The Pentagon has been conducting classified hearings on UFOs for more than a decade. We know very little about what they found. But apparently, just recovered.
Where's Davis?
Are off conducting classified hearings on UFOs for more than a decade. We know very little about what they've found. But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth. That's a direct quote. We're not exactly sure what they mean by that, but some of it's self-evident. So it's a big story, and we are scouring through the reporting on it right now. We'll bring you much more right here tomorrow night.
I see. So they were just quoting. That's funny. I remember. You remember that? I can't believe it's 3 years. Pretty much. 3 years. I heard Nick Pope is retiring. Have you heard that? Yeah, I heard he's retiring. I think he announced it on Basement Tapes or something. I think he's getting tired of being called, what have you done lately? Poor Nick Pope. You know, that guy doesn't do anything wrong. He gets so much shit for doing nothing. I almost feel bad for him. He's a victim of his own self. The spy balloon. Remember the spy balloon? Now they're saying there was no information collected. No data was being collected by that Chinese spy balloon. Do you believe that? Do you really think they're going to tell us? Yeah, imagine they did collect data on us. What? Well, we better do something. There would be people up in arms over that. See how they lie? Of course, there's data. Of course, there's data. Mick West is out there saying lots and lots of stories, amazing stories, no evidence, as usual. Thanks, Mick. We need you. Rather an odd change of headline. I'm not in the mood for that one either. Idiot Rose. What is this one? Oh, yeah, let me pull this up. Let me see if this is still... They blocked me. The guy because I called Ross, because I called him Rose Cuckold. They blocked me from seeing the tweet. That's all it takes. That's all I need to do from now on. Rose Cuckold. Everybody knows what it means, I guess. That's all I wrote. Get blocked for that. Whose tweet was it? Let me see. It won't. Here we go. It didn't take it. It didn't work. No. That's hysterical. Oh, here it is. It was from Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena. Here's what their tweet was. OUSDI and S linked to cover-up. Controversial selection of Arrowhead raises alarming questions. Urgent demand for Arrow to be administered directly by Secretary of Defense. And Rose Cuckold was going to be doing the interview, I guess. So that's what I wrote, and they blocked me. It's so adorable. So cute, aren't they? Zach Brown says, we can't forget what Lou Elizondo said about why everything might be kept a secret. Could this be what happens in 2027? ETs came during the Cold War to examine our defenses, possibly coming back after 50 years to take over. If knowledge of their existence gets, and then there's the rest of it is cut off. It's loading, it's taking its time. It could trigger immediate consequences. Remember that? All right. I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I was going to do the Into Thin Air video, but I'm only doing those Monday through Friday shows. Yeah.
If there was knowledge, Kurt, that was so volatile, so earth-shattering, that the mere knowledge of that getting out could predicate an action that could potentially threaten the entire species. Now, what do I mean by that? For just a moment, take off the scientific hat, take off your humanitarian hat, take off your philanthropic hat, and put on a hat of national security. We just talked about the fact that there's no indication that these things have been here to help us. Okay, so there's really only three possibilities: they're benign, or if you will, benevolent, or two, they are malevolent, they're here to hurt us, or three, they're just here to observe us, and they're capable of doing both good and bad like us. Well, if you were to put on your national security hat for a second, let's say you're a general from the 1950s or 60s, and your job is to protect America and all things good and great, and the height of the Cold War, and you've got the Soviet bear across there, and things are pretty tough, right? And nuclear proliferation is a real thing. Now, you have information that there is something here that can outperform anything you have, and really anything you have is rather ineffective from a national security perspective. And there's a thing out there, and it doesn't show that it's being benevolent. So it's only one of two other options: either malevolent or it's like us. And we see this very careful ISR surveillance of our nuclear equities. It's interested in nuclear equities. Well, some may look at that as what we call preparation for the battlefield. Okay. And let's just say hypothetically, there's a 10% chance, US has a 10% chance that these things are bad, or one day they're going to come here in force, and they're looking.
You see, all he used to talk about. And he's right. I'm not discounting what he said at all, because I put on my military hat and I imagine that I am the person responsible for not only the United States, but we are the police of the world. So whatever we do, people will follow. And that could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. But you have to accept what Lou said there, because what if they are a threat? Do we stand a chance against them? Well, according to some people, we have a way to take down these UFOs, right? With radar technology. Isn't that it? We aim our radar at them and somehow it disables their ships. That's what we were told. That's all I'm saying. What do I know? Just hearsay. It's hearsay. We can keep going. I'm not stopping. You want to stop? We don't need to stop yet. We're still going. We're still going. Show's not over. It's not over. I want to play some videos and just, we don't have to do anything. We can leave. Whatever. Harvard physicist believes he found alien spacecraft at the bottom of the ocean. Did you freaking hear this guy? Avi Loeb. Have you ever heard of him? I'm sorry. But that's the story. Remnants of an alien spacecraft may have been found. Oh, that's different than what they said on the other one. May have been found at the bottom of the ocean by Harvard physicist who believes Oumuamua was an ET craft, which has been proven it wasn't, based on new data and all this other stuff. It acted accordingly. And there's a video that explains why there was change in the speeds when there wasn't speed changes and other things we've seen come from, well, not interstellarly, but through the solar system around the sun. Well, anyway, Avi Loeb, I mean, he's just taken us to another level. And of course, he wants his little magnetic balls to be alien spaceships, pieces of alien spaceships. I got a little video here, another 4-minute clip. Let's listen to this. I want to see what the Loeb has to say about these 50 microscopic sphere rules. Microscopic. Can't see it unless you have a telescope. A microscope. This is one of the people leading ufology. And as far as mainstream media goes, being a voice, this guy. Yeah, nothing's working. I'm pressing the button. There we go. 3 times I had to press it.
My name is Avi Loeb. I'm a professor of science at Harvard University. And right now, I'm in the Pacific Ocean, about 100 kilometers off Manus Island in Papua New Guinea, where I'm on a scientific expedition to retrieve the relics of the first recognized interstellar meteor. That was the first object that humanity identified as coming from outside the solar system. That the US government released the data on its fireball when it exploded in the lower atmosphere of the Earth above the Pacific Ocean, 20 kilometers above the surface of the ocean. From analyzing this data, we concluded that it's actually tougher. It has material strength that is higher than all the space rocks that were cataloged by NASA. And that makes it quite unusual. Why would the first object from outside the solar system be tougher than iron meteorites and move fast of all?
What in the world? I'm confused by this claim. I don't get it. Why does he think that microscopic spherules are from an alien craft? I did a little research on this thing, on metal objects that fall into the ocean. Their makeup changes while it's in the ocean, disintegrating or whatever, changing. I think what Avi Loeb is looking at is from a meteor. Interstellarly, maybe, perhaps, how he knows this. See, what Avi Loeb did, and you all, anybody who's fished knows that if you throw your line in and catch something right away, you don't leave, you keep fishing. Avi Loeb threw his line in, caught this, and now that's it. He's got it. He's just calling it alien debris. What a schmuckhole. Just because you just started analyzing this stuff, microscopic stuff. It doesn't make any sense why he would push alien agenda on that. And how does he know that is the space? Do you know how many rocks fall in the ocean every year? Hundreds, if not, I don't know. It's a lot. It's 1,000 a year or something. It's crazy. And if you multiply that over 10,000 years, you've got a lot of rocks hitting the earth. How the hell does this guy know? It's really hard to believe. Hard to believe, kids. See, Avi Loeb does things just like Jeremy Corbell. This is called hearsay science. Grusch was a hearsay whistleblower. Jeremy Corbell is a hearsay, doesn't get the real footage of the UFOs. He gets something that looked like it, so he can't get in trouble. That's like hearsay. And then we got this guy, Avi Loeb, saying, yeah, I know, this is alien something from interstellar space. Immediately, without spending months analyzing this shit, going to different parts of the world, analyzing these spherules that are probably everywhere, see if any of them match. You have decades, if not a decade of work, Avi. You just don't go fishing, capture the first thing and say, hey, we did it. No, you didn't do it. This is bad. He's bad. This is an agenda, something unlike I'm not familiar with. I don't understand it. I bet you they're giving Avi Loeb all this publicity, allowing him to be heard, because whenever the aliens do come, they need a smart person, a gullible, smart person.
All stars in the vicinity of the sun, and of course,
or
artificial. It's a spacecraft.
Maybe not gullible. Wishful thinker.
That has propulsion, and that may explain why the material is so strong. And so we are here to collect any fragments that we can find on the ocean floor, which is a very challenging task because the depth of the ocean is about a mile, and we have a special technique, and I'll show it to you in a few minutes, of retrieving magnetized fragments from the meteor.
All right. I forgot. I'm going to take off now. We're done. I forgot Nathan has his show. It's 10:15. Let's go over to Nathan's quantum show. I want to see if he's live just to make sure before I do anything. That was the whole reason for me starting at 8 so I can be off at 10. And I forgot. Let me make sure. If he's live right now, we're done. Yeah, we're done. I'm going to tell him hello. All right. I said we're coming over. All right. That's it for me tonight. I want to thank you and everybody out there for hanging out tonight. There won't be a show tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. But I doubt it. But thank you for hanging out. Please go to this Nathan's show right now. Let's surprise him. Let's surprise him. I'm putting the link in the chat. I got it. I see it. It's coming. There you go. All right, there it is. So thanks. It was good to talk for a little bit. Thank you. I don't think I rated ufology that much, but we talked about it enough to know that we're not going anywhere. There's a lot of this, but there isn't any motion, just spinning in our space. So that's that. Shane Reed threw down $5.56. Dude, we are getting close, he says. And I'm sorry it took me a minute. I didn't know that was there. Yeah, thank you very much, Shane. Shane Reed, everybody. Thanks, Shane. Mucho gusto. Yeah, if we're getting close to what? Disclosure? Mucho gusto, generoso. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. Spectacular week, spectacular Saturday. Can't thank you enough. And newcomers and veterans as well. Thank you very much. I don't know why everything's all choppy tonight, but I'll reset everything and see if that changes things. But we'll be back, and keep an eye on Goof On channel. I'll be putting up some shorts next. I do every day now. I'm going to try to do them earlier. Anyway, be safe. What? No, we got to go. Yeah, we're just done. Be safe, be kind, alien bless. No outro tonight. Take care. Go to Nathan. Go to Nathan's show.